Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome and thanks for logging on. Today, if you love this watch, reach out to me directly. I am Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com. That is your purchase and pricing question line for this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Reach out to me directly for pricing. Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com. In 2017, Frederique Constant launched its manufacture movement Flyback Chronograph, and this is the Flyback Chronograph manufacturer. This example sold in 2023 as part of a stainless steel 42mm limited edition of 25 pieces. This is number 20. So all in steel at 42 millimeters in diameter. It's a sizable presence. 14.1 millimeters thick. It's 50.5 millimeters from lug to lug with a 21 millimeter spacing between the lugs. We'll zoom out a little bit, throw it on my wrist. It's not quite oversized, though it's getting there. It's a large, let's say full-sized watch that uses up every square millimeter of my wrist real estate. Most importantly, from side to side, it's at the edge. It's not over, but it's at the edge. So if your wrist is my size, 16 centimeters circumference or larger, you're going to find this is a good fit. If your wrist is smaller than mine, you're going to want to look for a smaller watch. It's a sporty watch, and perhaps for that reason, it comes equipped with a rubber strap. There's a fascinating sort of semi-golf ball texture outboard. We have a stitch, though none is necessary because it's all one piece of rubber, but it gives a little bit of an air of elegance. This is a brand new Frederique Constant manufacturer strap, and as you can see, no crimping, no gouging. It's paired with a simple no-nonsense pin buckle, though one that features a feature I always appreciate, which is an elevated bridge so that the strap sits in the buckle rather than stacking up on your wrist. The case is mostly polished, though you can see some satination has been used for contrast on the lug hoods. There's a little bit of a bevel on the lug profile. The mid case has some complex compound curves, and you can see how the light breaks across it as evidence of that. It's all polished. You can see the lugs also ride up the side of the bezel. This is a trick often used by brands to allow themselves larger lugs while still keeping the watch reasonably thin, allowing the lugs to ride up the side of the bezel. So you can see the base of the bezel is actually lower than the top of the lug. The pushers are rectangular and massive with shoulders for support, and then you can see we have a push-down crown. The watch is actually 50 meters water resistant, which is a little bit more than the dress watch standard of 50. We'll do a loom shot so you can see this watch in the dark. It's quite well loomed, though only the time-telling functions, not the chronograph. The dial is a sort of anthracite, somewhere between gray and black, though not precisely either. Each one of the sub-registers is somewhat sunken. You can see we have polished alpha hands at the center for the hours and minutes, and a blue varnished Lancet-style counterweighted chronograph seconds hand. The chronograph minutes hand is also blue varnished. You can appreciate one of the quirks of this design, which is that what appears at first glance to be part of the chronograph display is actually a radial date down at 6 o'clock. So here's our hacking seconds function. Here's our flyback chronograph function, reset and restart without first stopping. And then this is our quick set function for that entertaining pointer style or radial date. All of the indices are rhodium plated and applied, so this is a high-grade setup. Though Frederique Constant is known for value, this is not a printed dial, it's appliqué, and that gives it an upscale look as a result. Also, I have to compliment them for a minimum of printing. I can think of a lot of large brands that would have been very tempted to put flyback manufacture on the dial. Instead, in good taste, it's on the back. Flyback chrono manufacture. And you can see it's a daily watch celebrating precision, a limited edition of 25 pieces from Frederique Constant. The rotor here energizes a 38-hour power reserve. It beats away at 4 Hertz. It pivots on 32 joules, and it features both the flyback function and a vertical clutch. So you can see as I operate the system, there's no special jump, stagger, or extraneous movement to the chronograph seconds hand. It's always very well controlled motion as a result of a vertical clutch, which unlike a lateral clutch, has no play. All of the finish is mechanically applied, though handsomely, and we have an unconventional use of a 3/4 style bridge on a chronograph watch that isn't German, so appreciate that. The blued elements are convincingly done. We have engine turning, sat nation, and then circular Côte de Genève, and we have a full bridge for the balance to better brace against shock. You can also see that the balance has both an eccentric screw micrometric regulator and Edicron for precise adjustments and beat error correction, so it can be adjusted very precisely, and I love to see that. Reach out if you love this watch to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.